Hi, friends. So, not the sort of match that we had hoped for, a almost one sided victory for Djokovic. Now, if I talk about Nadal, it's not that Nadal's game was completely off, just like that, right? I think it was also more to do with the occasion. If you saw his match yesterday against Fukčović, I think he was playing aggressive, but he was erratic at times and he was missing backhands in the second set. And Fukčović improved his game. He hit a lot of aggressive forehands, and that's how he was able to turn things around in the second set. Today, I think because Nadal already knew that the person who is on the other side of the net is Novak Djokovic, and that brought some pressure, some concerns about his own game, about his own confidence for Nadal, and the result was clear in the first few games. Now, the confusing thing is, or the concerning thing is, that Nadal was not able to stay for long in a rally against Djokovic. And it's not that Djokovic was putting too much pressure on Nadal, at least early on. Early on, both the players had some nerves. Both players were just trying to feel the ball and hitting in the middle of the court, going straight backhand down the line to down the line backhands. And even on the forehands, they were not going for too much. But still, Nadal's game did not hold up today, and he was missing from both wings, whether it was forehand or backhand. And it took him a lot of time to actually get to his forehand down the line shot, which is his key shot. And whenever he tried that shot, most of the times he was missing it. So his game was completely not there today, and that could be just because that he is out of form. It could be because of the occasion that Djokovic was on the other side of the net. It could be because maybe he was injured, he was not able to move that well, whatever it was, but his game was completely off today. And Djokovic, I felt, was nervous at the beginning, and he was trying to see how Nadal is playing and then adjust his game accordingly. So if you see, he was not playing too aggressive. He was playing defensive tennis, just in the zone, not making any errors. And when he got a lead, 2-love, 3-love, when he got those sort of leads where he felt that, okay, I am in the match, I'm winning it, and there is no going back, then he tried to be aggressive, and he started off the points fairly on level terms. He returned with a decent shot, and then towards the middle of the point, he tried to be more aggressive. He ran around his backhand, went for his forehand, hit some amazing shots along the way. And it was also like, it was not permanent. He was playing defensively from the baseline, but sometimes he would come and be aggressive. So that was the overall match. So again, it was a combination of Nadal not playing well and Djokovic playing decent enough to cause this sort of score. But credit to Nadal that even after that first set and going down love 4 in the second set, and it completely looked that it would either be a 6-love set for Djokovic or a 6-1 set for Djokovic, the second one. But Nadal still summoned the energy to come back from that and won 4 games in a row, went on till 4 all in that set. And then obviously he couldn't keep up with it, and Djokovic also went back to his basics. He stopped missing the shots, and then he was able to finally close out in the end. So that was the summary of the overall match. Now, if I talk about the match statistics, as I mentioned, Djokovic was solid on both wings, his forehand, backhand, and you can see he hit 8 forehand winners, 8 backhand winners. His serve, although the percentage was not as good as Nadal's, but his serve was more effective. So he wasn't making too many of those first serves, but when he did make, he hit 5 aces, and some of them he used to finish the point with the next shot. Now, talking about the winners to unforced errors, as you can see, Nadal hit around 20 unforced errors and he hit around 9 winners. Okay, so that clearly shows that most of the times it were Nadal's errors that caused him to lose the point and not Djokovic's winners. So that was the overall thing. I still feel that there is scope of improvement for Djokovic on the net. Uh, The problem is because of his recent health issues, he's not that confident with his own body, with his own knees, and he is cautious. We can say that. So he's not bending his legs enough for the volley, and that is why he is missing few of them. So probably he needs to do a workaround for that. Probably hit a more aggressive approach shot so that he gets an easier volley to make. So that's what I think he needs to improve. But other than that, apart from that and his movement was not as good. Still, I felt his ground strokes were perfect, Djokovic, but his movement was still dodgy. So he needs to improve on those terms. But other than that, it was a very decent match, decent performance from Novak. Now, talking about the key factors, as I mentioned, Nadal was mostly out of form. He did have moments of brilliance where he played aggressive. He hit his forehand down the line. He came to the net, hit a good volley, good lob. So he played well at times, but those patches of good play were not good enough against someone like Djokovic or maybe someone like Sinner or Alcaraz. So that's the problem for Nadal because he plays well. He is back to his old self for some time, but then he again comes back and makes some errors, and that is enough for him to lose against the top players. And maybe because of the nerves or because of the lack of confidence, I felt that Nadal played defensive tennis, passive tennis for most of the match. He was not going for winners. The hard thing is that when he did try to go for winners, he made errors mostly. So again, that hampers the confidence that he had, and maybe he was that is why he was trying to at least stay in the point for as long as he could, and that is why. But overall, if you see, he did not play aggressive tennis, and he was making a lot of unforced errors. Now, Djokovic was playing well and he used his tactics perfectly. He used his forehand, backhand, even on the backhand cross court, he was being aggressive, not in terms of hitting the ball hard or hitting it with a lot of pace, but the angles that he was creating was not allowing Nadal to hit his forehand down the line just like that. It had to be a good shot from Nadal's perspective. And also his drop shots. He used many drop shots, Djokovic, and most of the times he won the point. Nadal's movement was obviously not there as it used to be, so he did not even run for few of the drop shots. Now, Djokovic overall, I think, is slowly getting back to his best, but his movement and his decision making is still questionable. So, if you saw the match, you would have seen on one of the points he went to the net and he just had an easy put away, but he did not see where Nadal was moving and he played a very slow, a very safe shot right into the hands of Nadal. And similarly, he had a smash to hit, but he hit it on the in the middle of the court. I've always said that Djokovic doesn't have a good smash, so he loses a lot of points there because he tries to be safe. If he goes for a winner, he misses the smash, and if he tries to be safe, it gives a chance to for the opponent, someone like Sinner or Alcaraz or Nadal, who are athletic and who can handle that sort of thing. So that's why we saw Nadal win that point on a smash as well. Now, coming back from love 4 down was amazing from Nadal, and it just shows that his competitive spirit is still there. He still has all the belief that is required, but his game is not supporting him. He is doing the things tactically correct, but it's the execution that's not happening. So he knows what shot to hit, but he's making an unforced error in that shot. So it's not the decision making, it's not the belief, it's not the spirit that is lagging, but it's just that the game is not there to support all of those factors for Nadal as of now. Now, the key takeaways from this match, I feel Nadal can still take positives just from that comeback he made in the second set. It means that even after not having his game to the level, I mean, having the game at a very lower level of what he would expect from himself, and suffering from the injuries and not having that much of match practice, even after all of that, if he's able to make a comeback from love 4 to 4 all in a match that was already lost, I feel that he can take nothing but positives from that. If he gets better in his game, then you can already see what difference it can make, right? Few games here and there, if he can increase the time he's playing well from a few games to a few more games, I think the results would change. And as I mentioned, he's performing very well against with Alcaraz in doubles. So I think he should continue doing that, and that will give him some confidence because any victory usually does give the confidence back. So he should continue to do that, and I think we should hope that they reach to latter stages of the tournament. Now, talking about Djokovic, I already mentioned he does need to work on his movement and balance. I see him stranded on the court more than the other players, off balance. Sometimes he falls, sometimes he is not happy with the court. Even today, he was not happy with the court. He was signaling something to his box, but we usually don't see that with the other players. So maybe he needs to work that out on what the issue exactly is. Only he knows that. And his movement was also not there. In the first few games, he was not moving that well. One aggressive shot from Nadal, and the point was pretty much in Nadal's favor. But because Nadal was missing so much, that was not enough for him to get advantage on Djokovic. I feel that Nadal should probably take some time off after the Olympics to heal the injuries that he's carrying and maybe decide on how he needs to approach the other tournaments and which tournaments he needs to play. Because right now, the most important thing for him is his fitness and his game. So if his fitness is there, then he can work on his game. But if his fitness is not there, then obviously there is no point in continuing like this, right? Djokovic, on the other hand, should do the complete opposite. Now that he's back from injury, he is playing well, he's slowly getting back to his best. I feel that he has to play as many matches as possible just to get to that level of confidence that he had. Because we have seen in recent times when there is a close match, a close set, he ends up losing those things. So he's not able to play the pressure points as well as he used to. He makes errors in the tie breaks that we never saw him make, right? So he should probably play as many matches as possible so that he gets into those situations a lot more in a tie break or 5 or 4 all, so that he again gets an opportunity to get confidence in those sort of situations. So the North American swing is coming up. We have US Open lined up. So I think he should play as many tournaments as possible. He should not go for like 3 hours or 4 hours of matches. He should play aggressively, and he should do that gradually. What we saw at Wimbledon was like a complete one-sided strategy that he had, that he was trying to play aggressive, and when he was missing, that's okay, right? So that is not the way to go, because if it's not your day, you will keep on missing, and then you lose the match easily, right? So he needs to have that balance and gradually just improve his game to be more aggressive, something which Nadal and Federer did towards the latter stages of their career. So that's what I think Djokovic should also work on. So that's the overall analysis, guys. Thanks for watching.